Welcome to Alvin Lim presentations on Lehman Brothers scandals. Let's talk about the background of the Lehman Brothers. In 1850s, Henry Lehman and his brother founded Lehman Brothers. And Lehman Brothers becomes a global financial firm and was the fourth largest investment bank in the United States. What caused the scandals? Lehman Brothers created a false impression to the public by disguising the US $50 billion loans into shares so as to exhibit healthier books. The parties involved in the scandals are CEO, CFO, and auditor from Ernst & Young. How did the scandals happen? Lehman Brothers could their accounting books by using Repo 105 method to get bad asset off book. How? By selling toxic asset to different banks in Cayman Islands and promise to buy asset back as a loan within the shortest period. But this is recorded as sales not loan by applying the gimmick of Repo 105. What is Repo 105? Repo 105 is could classify a short-term loans as a sales and subsequently use the cash proceeds from the sales to reduce its liabilities. How did Lehman Brothers get caught? On September 15, 2008, Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy after US government declined to save the bank. What audit procedure did the auditor perform that detected the fraud if the auditor was the party that discovered the fraud? There are three audit procedures that auditor can perform to detect frauds. First, fraud brainstorming session. Second, journal entry testing. Lastly, significant unusual transactions. Fraud brainstorming session. Arrange a time with audit team to consider how organizations could commit a fraud. Journal entry testing. Look out on areas of adjustment in financial records. Entries are posted late in accounting period. Ask for a supporting document to validate the entries. Significant unusual transactions. Get the company to provide explanations on the purpose and business relationship for the transactions. After obtaining the explanations, match it with the other information received during the audit. Give 3 internal control recommendations that would have detected or prevented the fraud. First internal control recommendations. Ensure no one has authority over the control on all parts of the system, such as required purchases, payroll, and disbursement to be authorized by a different designated person. And ensure that same person isn't authorized to write and sign a check. Second internal control recommendations. Maker-checker process. Independent individual takes a maker and checker role separately. Maker is the individual who prepares the necessary paperwork. And checker is the individual who is experienced in verifying the paperwork is done properly. Last internal control recommendations. Develop written policies and procedures. To reinforce the organization's expectations and practices, provide directions on the correct methods of processing transactions, and adequate training for new staff. My reflection on the scandals. Fraud can occur in a large or small organizations across various industry and geographic locations. Its implications is devastating where it can impact an organization's large financial loss, legal costs, and ruin reputations, eventually leads to the downfall of an organization. Having a plan to place control system like introducing a policy to staff could deter or contain fraudulent activities occurring in the organizations. Enforcing the policy with punishable consequences if one is in breach of the policy is crucial to prevent fraud. Hence, organizations should plan a policy to enhance its internal control to prevent fraud, as the cost of fraud prevention is cheaper than the cost of committed fraud. Thank you for watching my presentation on Lehman Brothers scandals.